Hello, hello.
Hi.
Jesus. We're back. Welcome back to Creeps and Coffee. It's me again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Took everything in me not to just like, oh no.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Blow out the speakers.
I'm glad you didn't. How are things with you, Jaim? What's new? What's exciting? What do the people need to know about your life?
I looked up at my calendar as if I could think of something. I'm hosting a drunk chess tournament now that I know how to play.
Nice. Love that.
Am I gonna lose immediately? Yes.
Yes.
Am I gonna be stone cold sober? Yes.
Yes.
But it's my friend's birthday coming up.
Speaking of chess, before you continue there, Jamie and I remembered we had not an epiphany, but it felt like a That's So Raven style flashback for a minute, where we remembered that we were in chess club together.
I don't know how or
grade.
why. I don't know the rules of chess, or I did not.
Nor did I, and nor do I at this point in my life. But I vividly remember being in chess club and playing with you.
Yeah, how have you been?
I've been good. Little one's walking now. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
But his dad's home, so
That's good.
that makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
So now I can sit in my closet and do the podcast.
Yeah. I said that immediately. She FaceTimed me and I went, "Are you in the closet?" Yes.
I am.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
You're in... we're talking about the dark corners of the internet in the dark corners of your house.
That's exactly where I was going to go with it. I was going to say this episode is about the dark corners, about places you never really think to look, and things you don't really dive into a lot. So I was like, where can I do that? The dark corner underneath my clothes.
I'm Kait.
And I'm Jaim, and this is Creeps and Coffee.
A show where we talk about the dark parts of the world around us.
Cryptids, conspiracies, things that go bump in the night.
And the crimes behind the scariest creatures of all, humans.
Join us as we take a look at the stories sure to give you the creeps.
Pull up a seat, grab a coffee,
and let's have a chat.
Spooky stuff on the internet.
Yeah, so this week we're talking about, for lack of a better explanation, the internet's bad. It's a scary place. And Jamie pointed out before we started this that the last time we talked about something like this, because we've talked about this a handful of times.
And not specifically these topics.
Yeah. But,
per se.
but we've definitely talked about how the internet has a lot of power and a lot of unknown capabilities that people don't necessarily consider when kind of approaching the internet the way that we do today. And the last time we talked about it, I had a very different perspective on it because I was not a mother. And now, sure, my son is still very young. He obviously doesn't have access to the internet because he's an infant. But
he will.
But he will. And the thought of the things that he could possibly get to without proper supervision is scary.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about things that, from my perspective anyway, these are things that were more common when Jamie and I were kids and had more access to. So we're going to talk about things like clickbait and their titles. We're going to talk about chat roulette and Omegle and those sorts of websites that were easily accessible. Parents didn't really know about. But, fuck, I could tell you some horror stories from things that I've seen on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
But
Tammy's gonna hate this episode. Anytime we talk with the internet, she's like, I didn't know you were doing that.
Sorry.
I'm like, yeah. Or she'll be like, you did what? And I'm like, Tammy, I was 24 when I did that. Yeah. I wasn't living at home. Yeah. She's like, God. Can I start us off with one?
Please do.
So, to be honest, I didn't do much research into it. I just have experienced
Perfect.
it, and I learned about it, and I realized that it wasn't... I realized that it was messed up. So, have you ever seen those stupid videos on Facebook, like Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels, where it's this woman who's cooking horrendous food, where she's like, oh, this will taste delicious. We're going to put raw pasta in this dish.
Yes.
And then we're going to put tomato paste and tomatoes and mac and cheese. And then we're going to put food dye in. And then we're going to put this and this. And it's just like, by the end of this like 10-minute video, it's like, that looks disgusting. And then she might take a bite and be like, so good. All of the comments are like, girl, that's nasty. Like, you didn't even finish your plate. You didn't even try it. Like, of course it's gross. You've seen those? Apparently those are part of kink pages.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
not... See, I was... Interesting.
Yeah.
I was looking at it more of, like, rage bait, where...
Definitely rage baits.
It for sure is, but, like...
But there's also a subsection of people who get off on that and enjoy it because it's, like, edging to them. And same with certain ASMRs, like specifically, you know, I don't want to, don't demonetize this. But like on TikTok, there are certain pages where they'll be doing ASMR, where they'll be like, I'm gonna touch this water bottle, and then they like just get close enough, and then they don't touch it.
That makes me...
They get just close enough, and then they don't.
Listen, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. But that makes me so incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, like, it's fine, but I don't want to see that, because it just makes me mad.
Well, that's the thing.
Don't show up on my page.
So, and it's the same thing for anything that's related to, like, the kink side of the internet. I mean, also to say this with a grain of salt.
I am not a consenting party. I don't want to be involved.
Exactly. But I was going to say, to take it with a grain of salt, there's certain kinks that shouldn't be on the internet at all. We all know what those are. They're not kinks, they're crimes. But when talking about things like that, like, edging is not harmful to anybody, but I didn't consent to see it. I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'm looking for recipes. I'm looking for things to distract me from all of the poopy diapers that I just cleaned. Like, I don't need to see somebody's weird whisper almost touching. Or, like, like with the cooking things, like, that's not for me.
And so that's why I'm I'm like, it's not a super big deal technically. However, I do think people should know that that's what it is. It's not just to rage bait people. Like, it does rage bait, and it does definitely garner views. But, you know, after seeing, like, 4 of them in a row, you're probably like, okay, enough. I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
There are some people who are getting off on it, and it's their cup of tea.
So something like that, it's an interesting thing to kind of start off this conversation with, because I think stuff like that seems so innocent on the surface, that seems like, whatever, who is that hurting? It's a shitty video. This person's going to get a lot of comments. That's what their goal is. Absolutely. But yeah, if you look beyond the veil, if you kind of pull back the curtain, to use an overdone metaphor that I enjoy all the time, there's a lot behind it. The fact that you're being exposed to something without even having an idea of what you're being exposed to is scary. And here comes the parent mindset again. It's like us as
knew it.
us as adults, we don't know what we're looking at. And we're just kind of, we have this feeling of like a general discomfort, and like it's unsettling. And we can't even comprehend what we're seeing. But
how does a kid?
But exactly, think about a kid who's trying to process media in general. So if you're giving them complete unrestricted access to see whatever they want to see, sure, again, videos like that might seem innocent, but when there's so much more behind them, and that's what kids are being exposed to constantly, what else are they going to become desensitized to when it starts becoming more obvious what those videos are for? And then what access are they going to have for more down the line of things that they really shouldn't be exposed to, or websites that they really shouldn't have access to?
Yeah.
Now I sound like an overprotective mother, but also,
okay, Grandma.
But also consider the fact that I spent 5 years working with kids dealing with sexual trauma, and a lot of that came from online. Especially now, here we go, jumping on the soapbox, especially now with basically unlimited access to artificial intelligence. Things that you would, or that most people would consider disgusting or uncomfortable or content that shouldn't be created, people are getting around because they're just saying, oh, well, I'm making it with AI. It's not hurting anybody. This is just a video to watch. It's not hurting anybody. It's artificial intelligence. Like, the...
Beg to differ.
Like, the rates of child sexual abuse content, that is... It's completely skyrocketed, and people are saying, well, it's not hurting anybody. It's just, it's meeting a need that these people want for their kink, but it's not hurting any child.
Be kinky and go read Wattpad and AO3 with consenting adult fiction. Yeah. Like, don't be using AI to generate illegal images. Yeah, if you're thinking about children, go to get a therapist. Yeah. BetterHelp, sponsor us. But there do be a lot of pedophiles everywhere, and I did want to talk about that too, actually. First of all, I wanted to shout out, I started watching this YouTube channel. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Sosa Undercover.
I have not.
It's Safe from Online Sex Abuse. It's a nonprofit organization that works with law enforcement, and they do undercover operations to, like, identify and arrest people who are trying to meet up with children.
Is this like a Chris Hansen kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a group of women who do it.
Even better.
Ariel Winter from Modern Family, she's been the decoy where she will dress up as a minor. They, like, alter her pictures a little bit, and then she essentially will just call people. She'll be like, hey, I'm a sex worker. I'm 14. Is this okay? Yeah. And if they say yep and agree to meet, the police are waiting for them. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Using your fame and money for something like this. I applaud you, absolutely. Ariel Winter, and all of the Sosa Undercover who are doing this.
And shout out Chris Hansen for being my main source of entertainment for like 20 years.
Yeah, and so I also sort of wanted to ask you, how you feeling now about the internet and pedophiles now that you have your own child?
It's a scary thing to think about because, and this kind of ties into some stuff that I want to talk about too, but you think of like, as bad as this is going to sound, you think of all the like naked men we saw on Omegle as kids. Like, just
hey, I only saw like 3 or 4 because I didn't want.
But even then, that's more than any child should be seeing. Or if you think about even like, I know when I was younger, Kik was a big thing, and you're
just giving me war flashbacks.
I know, but that's the thing. So you'd be on Kik messaging your friends, but then you'd get a random like spam message with porn.
And I'd answer because I'm stupid.
Yeah, well, we were like 11. Of course we were stupid. But you'd get access to images that you shouldn't have, and links that you shouldn't have, and conversations from people who are very uncomfortable. And that's all that platform is used for now. Things like Kik and Telegram are known apps used solely for sex work. Whereas now, as unfortunate as it is that we've sort of seen the things we've seen or been exposed to, the websites, or even just the idea of what is out there on the internet and what the internet's capable of, I think I'm more hopeful for what my children's experience will be online. It's scary, absolutely, because obviously you can never have full control, but that's every aspect of his life. I'm never going to be able to have full control over it. And the world is a scary place, but making him scared of it is not going to help any of it. It's only going to make it worse.
There are also, like, better tools now, right? Where there are, like, literal kid phones that you can only have certain apps on and
so
stuff.
that's kind of where I was going to go with it, too, is, like, because we have that understanding, we know how to properly educate the upcoming generations on safe internet use and how to assess what you're looking at, how to have that critical thinking. I mean, granted, right now in the world, critical thinking is few and far between, but for the generations that are incoming, we have the capability to teach them those skills. And I like to think that we're dedicated enough as a society to be able to teach them those things and want to teach them effectively. But we're able to guide them in a way where, yeah, we can start them off. Like my niece and nephew got kids smartwatches for Christmas, so that, because they've started walking home from school, so they can message their mom and dad, and only their mom and dad, from their watch to let them know where they are, what they're doing. There's a lot more that's geared toward creating a safe internet space compared to what there was when we were introduced to the internet.
I know Australia recently was banning, like, social media for kids under 16.
So,
my thing is, they were banning a bunch of stuff. They didn't ban Discord.
which is arguably the worst for kids that age.
That is the worst spot for...
Yeah.
Oh, princess. Sorry. How are you going to deal with brain rot, Caitlin?
How am I going to deal with brain rot?
Yeah.
Actually...
6-7 brain rot.
Parenting them. Because here's the thing. When you just throw...
6-7. Ballerina, cappuccina. Tung tung tung.
The last thing that I dealt with before I went on my mat leave as a teacher was fucking skibbity toilet.
Yeah.
When you've got 24 5-year-olds running around yelling skibbity...
Or one 26-year-old.
Yeah, fuck. Don't even get me started on that one. But no, I remember my assistant and I talking about it, and we were like, what the fuck does this mean? So one day she asked the kids, she was like, what does this skibbity toilet mean? And they were like, well, I don't know. And she looked at them and she said, then why are we saying things that we don't know what they are? She was like...
You don't get it.
Well, she was like, what if you really don't know what it means, if you can't explain it, it's a different thing.
You don't understand.
If you can if you know what it is, but you can't put it into words, that's fine. But if you don't know what it means at all, you can't tell me where it comes from, why are we saying it? And I watched it click in all of their heads. It was the first time that anyone had said, why are you doing this? It was sad to see, almost, because a lot of these kids would come in too, and it'd be like, okay, because every day I would do a check-in of like, how are you feeling this morning? What are you excited for after school? What are we doing? And I'd say 75% of them were like, I'm excited to go home and be on my tablet. I'm going to go play on my tablet. I'm feeling angry because mom took my tablet when I was eating breakfast today. And it was like, we are failing as people bringing up the next generation by throwing these things that we can't even control. Admittedly, I'm looking at my laptop right now, I'm recording on my phone, and I have my notes on my iPad. Yeah. I need constant background noise. I am looking at things online all the time. I am a grown woman who can't control the things that I hold in my hands. Why are we giving that to 3-year-olds?
Yeah. I'm glad we're talking about this because I had a tidbit about brain rot.
Please do. Go ahead.
For anyone who doesn't know what I mean by that, anyone over 50, brain rot is a term It's a slang term used for like mental fog and a cognitive decline from like too much screen time and too low value videos. You know, it's 20-second TikToks. It's like doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts. It's just like little things that get kids' attention really quickly, but give them nothing. It doesn't stimulate their brain at all. It's just like, oh, it farted. Next.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, somebody pooped. Next.
Yeah, it doesn't stimulate their brain. It ruins it.
Yeah, it's just consuming.
Yeah.
And why we're mentioning it in this is that it's bad. Proven it's bad for kids as a whole. It's been linked with studies. It causes poorer memory, anxiety, mental fatigue, reduced attention spans, difficulty focusing. It's not like a formal diagnosis, but it does impact their critical thinking skills.
It impacts...
And, you know, kids are getting stupider. If you talk to any teacher, kids are getting stupider and they don't know how to stop it.
It's not even...
Because they're so absorbed in this, like, fast-paced, low-quality content.
It's not even just a level of intelligence either. And as a teacher, I can say it's their social skills, it's their patience.
Oh, yeah.
It's...
They don't know how to talk on the phone.
They don't know how to talk in general, Jamie. They cannot make friends with each other. They cannot hold proper conversations. They get so irritated so quickly when things aren't exactly the way that they want. Those things. Brain rot. That's where we were going with it.
Yeah, we were talking about brain rot.
Yeah, so when you're giving kids unrestricted access all the time to these stupid things that they can see on YouTube, like you said, the YouTube shorts are terrible because you think that they're just watching whatever, and they are just watching whatever. That's the problem, is they're watching bullshit all the time.
My friend Ty, who has undiagnosed narcolepsy, would watch YouTube shorts. He'd get about 3 videos in.
Yeah.
He's out, and it's like, Ty, wake up. What were you watching? I don't know. You look at his screen, it's like someone filmed an apple rotting.
But you think, like, I know
like, okay.
I know with kids, it's like, especially when I worked at restaurants, like when I worked as a server, the amount of parents that would just throw their kids their tablet and they'd just be swiping through videos that were like in different languages of like other kids opening toys and like just shit that they don't need to be watching because there's no educational benefit. If you're going to expose don't even get me started on why the screen time is bad for brain development. But if you're going to be giving them something, make it a purpose.
Yeah.
That's all. That's my final note on that.
Do we want to lead into clickbait with this in mind?
Yes. Okay, so with that being said, talking about kids having access to the internet too, clickbait was real bad for us when we were kids.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's still a tactic that a lot of websites will use. News articles, Instagram posts. There's a lot of clickbait. It's no different than like the catchy articles that were used in newspapers 50, 60 years ago. Like that's how media works. To capture your attention, that's what they get. But when it comes to clickbait online, I think especially when we were young, I can't speak to it as much now because I don't fall for those things. But there was a lot of scary clickbait. And there was a lot of like freaky things to find on the internet. So I kind of want to touch base on a few of the specific examples of like, not necessarily specific clickbait, but like a general, what kinds of clickbait we were exposed to.
Yeah.
So.
And you do that, and then I'll talk a little bit about
Perfect.
mine.
So, there, like I said, there was some that was just like genuinely scary shit. And these are things that honestly still scare me. So, a big example that I think of is like the Momo challenge or like the pictures. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, I definitely know.
Not challenge, but like there would be...
Don't worry, I know Momo.
But there would also be articles saying that, like, Momo is telling kids to kill themselves. But, like, you're gonna see titles like that on Facebook. It's gonna be sent through WhatsApp. There's gonna be videos about it on YouTube. It's gonna be on news sites. And, first of all, it's using a horrifying image. If I see that picture, I'm out for the night. Like, my phone's off. Done. And it's an immediate threat to children, which causes a lot of panic, not just for the kids, but also for parents, thinking that there's this active predator trying to fuck with their kids, and they have no idea how to stop it. The other type of clickbait that I think most people sort of get access to is the sort of, like, existential or, like, psychological clickbait. So, for things that are, like, think about all the videos that have, like, the YouTube thumbnail of someone with a super shocked face, and it says, like, this changes everything.
Shane Dawson.
We're not even going to talk about it. We're going to talk about shitty things on the internet. Holy. But things that are, like, scientists say that we're living in a simulation, and it's these aggressive approaches to philosophical hypotheses, not scientific consensus whatsoever. Yeah. And it ties into that sort of brain rot thing that we were talking about, but it also ties into sort of this gross feeling of existential dread that is really prominent these days.
Yeah.
Especially,
I hear you.
Everything's like, oh, this is nuclear war is coming, and this decision is gonna change the world forever, and
World War III here now.
Exactly, and it's like, yeah, things aren't great right now. Absolutely, we're not gonna disregard that whatsoever. However, it is not as bad as think about too, like, the shock and trauma side of things too, but, like, think about when we were kids, there was always, like, well, the world is ending. Come December 31st, 2012, the world's gonna explode. Like, this feeling of there's nothing I can do to stop anything that's happening around me. And that's, as dire as things may get, that's not the reality. But when that is shoved down your throat constantly, every time you open Facebook, every time you open YouTube, every time you open Instagram, something shitty is being thrown at you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be beneficial for anybody. No one's going to feel that they can thrive. No one's going to feel that they can change the world or can have a positive impact, because it's like, I'm being swallowed by all of this dreadful information. I'm just one person. What can I do? Which is not the mentality that we should be spreading.
True.
Another type of clickbait that is, like, super insane and it was very prominent when we're talking about, like, especially chat roulette and Omegle, and even, again, I don't have TikTok, so I'm not, like, up with the kids, but, like, TikTok lives and stuff where people are joining each other's lives. This idea of, like, surveillance or, like, paranoia clickbait, where people are saying that, like, this website knows where you live. I'm gonna dox you because I know exactly where you are. Your phone is listening to you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, your phone is listening to you. That's proven.
Yeah.
That's
Hi.
But it's not like, you don't have an FBI agent specifically assigned to you. Probably.
Yeah.
If you do, hey. But, like, yeah.
We do.
We absolutely
We definitely do.
The last thing I'll kind of talk about is, like, and I will admit, these have gotten me a couple times.
Oh, no.
Is ARGs. Or, like,
augmented reality or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where it's, like, they use clickbait style hooks of, like, this footage was never meant to be found.
The sun is gone.
Yeah. That one, I didn't like that one. That one was too real. But even, like, what was it, like David, the ghost one?
Dear David.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That one got me. That one fucked with.
I think I know more about this than I thought.
Yeah. But things like that where people are very dedicated to the story. They work because there's no ads, there's no branding, and there's no explanation. So people are left to deal with it on their own. And while, yes, it's a super interesting art form in that sense, when people aren't using it for art and are just using it to fuck with the world, when you have, especially kids, with unrestricted access to the internet, you're freaking them out. They don't have the wherewithal to understand that augmented reality or like alternate reality things exist.
I remember when I saw, like, specifically the sun is gone one, I was just confused because I was like, I didn't know what, like, the tag was. Like, I didn't know that it stood for augmented reality. I was just like, oh, what do you mean the sun is gone? I can see the sun. I'm really confused at what's happening. Like, is this fake? And then I would see people in the comments trying to explain it, and I was like, oh, none of this is real. We're pretending. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah, you had to have the critical thinking to look at the comments and clear that up for yourself. That's something that we're not teaching anymore. We're not teaching kids to look at the hashtags, to look at the tags, look at the comments. We're teaching them to just believe what they see right at base, like, and that's where we're fucking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that to say, like, the scariest clickbait works because it's almost true. And you see that a lot, especially talking about politics now. As scary as the world of politics is, when you're trying to scare people, no matter what side you're on, because both sides are guilty of doing it, you take an aspect of something that's true and you explode another aspect of it. So you are taking real science and you're exaggerating it. You're taking real fears, you're misdirecting them. You're taking real images, but you're giving a fake context. Like, these things that are destroying our own sense of critical thinking. And I know I sound like an ancient, like, technology's bad for you. But
we know it can be good for you, but we're just talking. Again, that's not what this podcast is about.
Again, I think the internet can be a fantastic tool. But when you're not teaching people how to use it as a tool and seeing things like this, that's where we're fucking up. And that's where it becomes scary. Not that, remember that video of, like, the car driving around the hill? And then the scary face.
I was actually going to talk about that. That's crazy.
But something like that. Like, I'm not talking about that sort of thing, because that's part of any experience. It's a funny prank, scary, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're taking aspects of reality and fucking with them, that's where the internet becomes something that is scary. It goes back to what we always say. It's not the monsters that are scary, it's people.
Yeah. I had a lot less on clickbait than you did. It's okay. Mine was just, it promotes false news and conspiracy theories, and it can distort reality, and sometimes it can lead to malicious links that can, steal personal data.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about that. Lead to fraudulent
sites, install malware, commit phishing crimes, that sort of thing. And that was all I had for clickbait.
And that's how you can tell that my perspective has changed since being a parent. But you're absolutely right. Stuff like that happens all the time, too. People get their banking information stolen.
Yeah.
Like, scam links are different than clickbait. It's like, you don't know what you're clicking. Don't click it. No matter how catchy the headline is, no matter how, like, personal it seems, if you're not expecting something or you don't know exactly what it is, don't click it.
Can that be my last point, is jump scare videos?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think you still wanted to talk about, like, chat roulettes, or did you technically talk about
I pretty
them
much
already?
talked about...
Okay.
Like, I didn't intend to, but I talked about most of it.
Just sort of came up already.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, yeah, chat roulettes, you can still do them, by the way. They're not, like, Omegle doesn't exist anymore, but there is literally one called, like, chatroulette.com that you can still do.
Yeah.
And I don't recommend it if you're a minor.
No,
but
and
if you're an adult, enjoy it and just prepare for the worst.
They were so disturbing, but also getting drunk and going on Omegle just to, like, make fun of creepy people was one of my favorite pastimes.
I think it's a little bit better now because I think they can better monitor it, and people also just kind of do it for fun now.
Yeah.
Some people will literally just stream.
Yeah.
Like, they'll go on TikTok live and just, like, click through and be like, oh, that guy, there's some penis. Yeah. Oh, this is another streamer I'll chat to. Oh, this is just some random person in the bathtub. Like, okay.
I remember when I was in, like, 8th grade. Fuck. Nick's gonna... I mean, not that he listens. I haven't talked to him since high school, but my friend Nick...
Just be safe.
Actually...
Be a consenting
my two
adult.
Friends, both named Nick, ironically.
Sorry.
Of course. We were on Omegle. It was the first time I'd ever used Omegle, but they had discovered it because they were fucking 12-year-old boys. So, of course, they had discovered it. So,
yeah.
So, it was me, our friend Jordan, our friend Natalie, who were talking. And then both the Nicks were on screen. But they had their asses out only halfway, so it looked like just huge tits in the camera.
Oh my god.
So we were talking as the girls, and then when guys would get creepy, the Nicks would back up and be like, suck on that, and it would just be their asses.
That's crazy.
That was my first exposure to Omegle.
And you know what? Fair enough. Good for you guys.
I think about that all the time. It was horrible thinking, like, if that was my child doing that, I would be horrified. But fucking hilarious.
But for me, it was great. And my last thing was just about jump scares, because they're not the worst thing on the internet, but they can traumatize children specifically.
Absolutely.
I fell for all of them.
Yeah.
There are 3 super popular ones, one of which you already talked about. It's called the car commercial.
Is the other one the maze?
The maze, yeah. The interactive game where someone's supposed to be, like, directing, like, a circle through the maze.
And you can't touch the
and
side.
then, yeah, and then you accidentally... Well, you don't accidentally. At the end, no matter what, the girl from The Exorcist pops up with, like, a really loud scream.
Sure does.
And then the other, like, cult classic is a girl goes, like, psycho during a makeup tutorial and, like, jumps at the camera.
I forgot about that one.
And it's, like, marketed as, like, hey, guys, we're gonna be doing makeup together.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah. No, that one did get me.
And just, they're kind of like an honorable mention, because they're not, like, actually harming anything. They can be fun. But they also can scare children.
I think about them.
I get jump scared sometimes on TikTok.
I still think about those things at least once a week. Like, I watched them when I was... Fuck, we probably watched them together. We were, what, like 8?
Yeah.
I still think... I'm almost 27 years old. I'm still like, oh, God. Anytime I see, like, a field and, like, a road going up a hill, I'm like, nope. Nope.
I'm bad with jump scares. They usually get me.
They do.
Like, I can't play Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't get jump scared often.
I like watching other people play FNAF, but me playing, I can't get through night 1, because if I get jump scared at all, I'm done. I'm like, I'm gonna turn off the computer. I need a hot chocolate.
I went to a haunted house a couple of years ago.
Oh, no.
So I'm, like...
But see, when they jump scare me in person, like at a haunted house, I'm chilling.
See, I'm the opposite. If I'm watching, like, a scary movie or playing a scary video game, jump scares don't mean shit to me.
Interesting.
In person? Woof. Also, I have a funny story for the listeners about Jamie being jump scared. But I went to this haunted house, and I was going through. So I worked at a haunted house very briefly in high school, I think. Like middle or high school, whatever. So I know how much work, like, the special effects makeup is, and, like, putting up the set and doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I can appreciate what they're doing. But also, it was scary as shit. So this guy, I'm going through, holding hands with one of my friends. She and I are, like, panicking. This guy in a pig mask with a chainsaw pops out. I screamed. I swore at him. I think I told him to go fuck himself. And then I immediately went, I'm so sorry, you're doing such a good job. And the whole time, every time I got jump scared, I was like, oh, you bitch. You're wonderful at what you do. Like, I'm so sorry. I was like, you're doing a great job. And I left, and I heard them laughing. They were like, that was so nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry. You're so wonderful at your job.
I don't remember what I said this year, but I did go to a haunted house with a couple of my friends. And during the, like, haunted corn maze, a guy jumped out. And I feel bad because I was rolling with it. I was trying to improve my improv. I wanted to see if I could make people laugh. And the guy was like, you want to work here forever? And I was like, yeah, what's the salary? And he was like, your skin. We collect skin or something. And I can't remember what it was because I was too flustered. But in the moment, I was like, you got a deal. And the guy literally went, what? And then he just walked away laughing. I was like, oh, I don't know if that was good or not.
I didn't mean to say that.
What? So did I get the job? I'm sorry.
What are the benefits like?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. 2 stories. I lied. I went to a haunted house when I was like, there's a thing where Jamie and I grew up called Boo at the Zoo. Every Halloween they had like a haunted zoo. And you could go in the different barns and stuff at the zoo, and there was like different levels. So there was like kid-friendly ones that obviously the little kids would do, and then there was bigger ones for the big kids and like adults.
The fat kids.
Shut up. Older kids and adults. Right. I went with my dad one year. I was like 8. I went in the like least scary one that you could go in for kids.
Yeah.
Some guy, it was in the snake, like in the reptile habitat. And some guy popped out of a cupboard. And my dad came about half an inch from punching this guy in the face. Like, my dad does not handle scary at all.
Wow.
So this guy jumped out. My dad just immediately went to clock him. And the guy was like, I'm so sorry, sir. This poor 15-year-old that just, like, got hired to run this stupid thing at the zoo. My dad was like, I'm so sorry.
I almost killed you.
He was like, I didn't mean to do that. It was just reflex. And the guy was like, that's okay. I was like, you definitely shit your pants.
Both walking away traumatized.
Exactly. So that was hilarious. Jamie got jump scared by my dad one year. Have I told this story on the podcast before?
I don't think so.
Actually, in general, my dad used to take great pleasure in scaring Jamie. He would, like, hide downstairs every time she came over and jump out and scare her. And it never, like, it happened literally every time. I don't know. He's a psychopath. But, like, it literally every time she came over. And obviously Jamie and I are best friends, so she was over a lot. But it got her every time. He did it to Davin, too, if it makes you feel better.
Thanks.
But would jump scare her as often as possible. One year.
Are you talking about the mall?
Sure am.
Yeah.
One year, our moms were like, we're going to go to Build-A-Bear. This is going to be a treat for you guys. Build-A-Bear was 3 hours away. And it was the most exciting thing that you could tell us. We were losing our minds. We were like, fuck yes, we're going to Build-A-Bear. We get to the mall. My dad was also in this city for work. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't care. I was going to Build-A-Bear.
And I didn't know.
No, and you didn't know. So it was like, fucking whatever. So, unbeknownst to us, our moms had been talking to my dad, and he was like, yeah, I'll meet you guys at the mall for lunch or something. Like, I have a break from my meetings. I'll come meet you. I'll meet you at Build-A-Bear. So he got there before us. Jamie and I walk in the mall. We set our sights on Build-A-Bear. Nothing else matters. We are locked in. There could be a murder happening. We wouldn't have noticed. We're going to Build-A-Bear. We start running down the hallway. Jamie's faster than me, so she leaves me in the dust and starts running. My dad sees us coming, hides behind, you know those, like, signs they have in the mall that have, like, the map and, like, flash different ads and stuff. My dad hides behind one. Jamie's running to Build-A-Bear. My dad jumps out, grabs her in, like, a football grab, and starts running down the hallway with her. Jamie is screaming bloody murder, thinking that she just got kidnapped. I'm like, well, now I'm not going to get to go to Build-A-Bear. Fucking Jamie got kidnapped. Like, what the fuck? I turn around to our moms. They are pissing themselves laughing.
Thanks for caring about me, Kate. What the...
I had my sights set, okay? I knew that they'd bring you back. But it took maybe like 10 seconds for Jamie to realize that it was my dad. And she was so fucking mad. And I was like...
and I've never been gotten again.
Yeah. So she and my dad have had this, like, beef since that day. But it was the most traumatizing yet hilarious jump scare that I've ever seen. Once we all realized, we were like, aha, that was a good one. And then Jamie and I were like, okay, fuck you guys. Can we go to Build-A-Bear now? Like...
What did I name my Build-A-Bear?
You named it Kate, and I named mine Jamie.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Not funny at the time, but hilarious now. And you know what? That's every aspect of the internet, too. To tie this all together, to wrap this shit up. A lot of things, not funny at the time, can be much funny later. However... that's just because things can come out as funny does not mean that you shouldn't be monitoring what your people are doing on the internet.
Well said.
I've talked a lot this episode. All that to say, enjoy the internet as a tool. It's great to be able to keep in touch with people. It's great to be able to find information on literally anything you want. But also take that information with a grain of salt. Use your critical thinking skills. You have a brain, use it.
Yeah.
And use it for things that are beneficial, not brain rot.
Yeah. I concur.
Use it for things like listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
Which is only half brain rot.
I don't know what to say to that.
Well, do you have any concluding thoughts?
No.
All right. If you have anything you would like to share, any perspective you have on aspects of the internet that are scary or bad or daunting, or if you think the internet isn't bad at all, let us know. You can get in touch with us at our email, which is creepsandcoffee@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on our Instagram or our Twitter at creepsandcoffee, or you can check out our Patreon, which is patreon.com/creepsandcoffee, where you get exclusive access to behind-the-scenes information about the show. You get direct access to us. You get a bonus episode every month. Thank you so much. And, yeah, we are looking forward to being back with you guys very soon with potentially some new stuff going on with the podcast. So, bum, bum, bum. We love you. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
We will chat with you next time. Bye.
Creeps and Coffee is produced and edited by us, Kait and Jaim.
Our theme music is Stuck in a Hole by Dated.
For more information on where to find them, check out the link in our show notes. And to connect with us, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Creeps and Coffee.